Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I hope you are well. Okay, let's begin. So, in the previous video, we covered mubtada khabar, right? We covered mubtada khabar, and I have a example for you already here. So, mubtada khabar, Zaydun maridun. We have this sentence here, Zaydun maridun, and we mentioned that the mubtada, which is this one here, Zaydun, must match the khabar, right? In terms of its i'rab, so they're both marfu. In terms of its number, they're both singular, and they must match in terms of gender. Here in this case, they're both masculine. But in terms of definiteness or indefiniteness, they don't need to match. Zaydun here is definite, and maridun is indefinite. Okay, we said that doesn't need to match when it comes to that case. But of course here, because Zaydun already is definite, we don't need to put the alif lam before it. If you don't understand what I've just said, put a comment at the bottom of the video and I will try and endeavor and get back to you. What I want to do in this lesson is to look at what's called fi'lun naqisun. Fi'lun naqisun, this is what I want to look at. Okay, and fi'lun naqisun are basically verbs or auxiliary verbs, if you like, if you want to use that word, big posh word for you, auxiliary, okay, auxiliary verbs. This is where you get to wish that you probably want to stick with Arabic instead of English. Auxiliary verbs are called fi'lun naqisun, and they are words or verbs, rather, that come before a sentence and they impact the sentence. So I'm going to use two today, kana and laysa. So I'm going to use kana and laysa and give you an example. Okay, so let's start with our mubtada khabar here, Zaydun maridun. So kana will come before it. I'm going to do it here, slightly smaller. You'll work out why soon. Kana. Okay, kana comes before it. Now what happens is kana Zaydun. This is very important. And watch what happens now. Kana Zaydun maridun. Okay, kana Zaydun maridun. You've noticed now that when we put kana at the beginning of a jumla ismiya, the mubtada remains marfu, but the khabar becomes mansoob. It becomes in a state of nasab. Very, very important to bear in mind. The translation now will be Zayd was ill. Before it was Zayd is ill, but the kana, what the kana does, it puts it in the past. Okay, in the past. Zayd was ill. So the translation changes, but also the khabar here becomes mansoob. Okay, so what you'd write here as an example, if you were going to do analysis or tarkib, if you like, which is something that I am encouraging my students who are studying with me to do, you write fi'lun naqisun before. So because this is a fi'lun naqis, you would write that this is the ismu kana. This is the ism of kana, right? Because it's the ism of kana. So you're making it absolutely clear that because it's the ism of kana, it's gonna be marfu. Okay, and this is going to be khabru kana, right, which is always going to be mansoob, very, very important. Okay, and this here is very, very important. So, and I want to just take you through an example of how we need to maintain that consistency, but I'll do that in a second. Okay, the next one is laysa. So let's move on to the second example. So we've done this for now. Laysa. So laysa does the same thing. It'll come before the mubtada khabar. So laysa, let's just stick with the same example. Laysa Zaydun. And now you've guessed it, it'll be maridun. Okay, I hope you can see that. Laysa Zaydun maridun. Zayd is not ill. We're not going to make this in the past tense because we haven't used kana. So it just negates that Zayd is not ill. How do you analyze that? And this is where you're going to get practice. You're going to say, this is a fi'lun naqisun. Fi'lun naqisun. That's the ism of laysa, which is going to be marfu. And this is going to be the khabar of laysa, which is going to be mansoob. So they both have the same impact. All right. So this is called fi'lun naqisun. There's some more. In the next videos, you'll see them. But this is all you need to know for now. Now, I'm just going to give you one or two more examples just to really emphasize an important part. And I know a lot of people will make this mistake the first time they make it, but it's good to make a mistake as long as you learn from it. So we have the sentence here. الرجلان قصيران. The two men are short, right? This is a mubtada khabar at the moment. So the ruling is ding, if you remember, that this is definite and that's indefinite. I'rab, this is marfu, this is marfu. Rajulani, right? Qasirani. They're both agreeing with each other. They're both dual. Ani and qasirani, they're both dual and they're both masculine. So that's fine. Now say, for example, I want to put kana before it, right? So let me just do the kana in red for you. Kana rajulani, qasirani. That won't work, right? And the reason is kana makes the ism after it marfu, so that can remain marfu, but the khabar of kana has to remain mansoob, yeah, or majroor. So qasiraini, kana rajulani qasiraini, yeah, qasiraini, because as you remember from previous videos, the mansoob state is aini, or majroor state is aini, but we know it's mansoob. So let's do analysis. Kana is the fi'lun naqisun. Okay. Rajulani is the ism of kana. Here it's marfu. If you want to write down as well for completeness, it's also dual. I'll just write in English dual. Right? Because when you know it's dual, you can make sure you carry it through here. Qasiraini is the khabaru kana. This has to be mansoob, and we realize we've discussed this in previous lessons that when you make something mansoob, it's going to be aini at the end, the sound aini. So kana rajulani qasiraini, and it's mansoob. It's a khabar of kana, right? And it's dual as well. So they agree in that as well. All right. So I hope you're okay with that. Same thing with here. So here I picked a plural, just to kind of give you a different example. So al-muallimuna sadiquna. This is fine. This is a mubtada khabar. But say we want to put a fi'l naqis before it. So we'll use laysa, which is our fi'lun naqisun. Okay. Then you have al-muallimuna. So I'm just going to write it down for you here. Al-muallimuna. Sorry, I'll try that again because the vowels not come out clear. Al-muallimuna. Right? That's the ism of laysa, which is marfu, right? And we know it's a jama', it's a plural. Now, what's going to happen to the sadiquna? If you want to pause the video, you can pause it a second and to have a go. Right. So if you pause it, what you'll come to realize is that it has to be the khabar of laysa is mansoob, right? So we have to make sure the sadiqun is marfu. So we need to make that into a plural. So what we'll say is sadiqina. كان المعلمون صادقين. Yeah, صادقين. And that's obviously khabar of laysa, mansoob, and it's also jama' as well. Hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, you want to clarify something, then you can do that as well. So just كان الرجلان قصيرين, yeah, and ليس المعلمون صادقين. Okay, that's all you need to know. All right, we'll do some more next videos, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.